think manufacturers hate repairs. The thermodynamics do. You're fighting physics, not a corporation. Let's autopsy the unibody phone. Modern chips burn hot. We are talking thermal design power pushing past 20 watts. That is not a typo. That is a miniature sun strapped to your thigh. If you leave that heat trapped, your processor throttles. Your frame rate drops. Your battery swells like an angry balloon. So how do you move that heat? Air convection fails. You need solid-state conduction. Copper vapor chambers, graphite sheets. Phase change materials, but space is at a premium. Every millimeter of cooling stack eats into battery volume. You trade runtime for not melting your pocket. Now add physical drops. Phones fall. Concrete is rude. A modular phone with sliding trays and screw holes becomes a structural sieve. Stress concentrates at every seam. Microfractures multiply. The device turns into a house of cards. Unibody isn't aesthetic vanity. It is load distribution. Enter soldering. You might call it planned obsolescence. Engineers call it coefficient of thermal expansion matching. Aluminum expands differently than silicon. Glass expands differently than copper. If you use mechanical connectors, heat cycles drive them apart. Micro opens. Signal latency. Soldering fuses everything into a single thermal highway. High performance demands low resistance. Every solder joint under 5 milliohms. Every mechanical pin adds contact resistance. At 40 GHz clock speeds, that resistance becomes a bottleneck. You want speed. You want signal integrity. You weld it. Modular is a skill issue for power delivery. So yes, you cannot pry out a battery without melting the chassis. But physics does not care about your right to replace it. It cares about entropy. Heat spreads. Stress propagates. The only way to contain it is to seal it. You are not fighting Apple. You are fighting the second law of thermodynamics. Will it change? Maybe. Liquid metal coolants, self-healing polymers, magnetic interconnects that survive thermal cycling. But until then, solder is the only material that laughs at thermal stress. You want modular, buy a laptop. They have room to breathe. Let's be honest. The only thing you actually break is your patience. A swollen battery will crack your screen in 6 months. A loose flex cable will kill your audio in 12. Soldering keeps the signal clean and the chassis rigid. It is not greed. It is geometry. So drop a comment. Are you team right to repair or team thermodynamics? I bet you 9 out of 10 of you would trade a stable 60 frames for a screwdriver. Don't lie. Physics always wins. Subscribe if you want to stop fighting the laws of nature and start engineering with them.